And Social Security, remember, it's not meant to be your sole retirement. It was meant to supplement your retirement. The average check is less than $2,000 a month.
And welcome into the program. This is Financial Focus, brought to you by the best of the best in financial services. 10 straight years and running concurrent in financial services, as named by the readers of the Lake City Reporter. We always appreciate the time to share with founder and CEO of GulfCoast Financial Services, John Kuykendall, here on the program. John, you have been helping savers and investors formulate the plan to work the money and achieve their goals for more than 30 years. And here on the program, bringing all of that experience into perspective to help people understand what they need to know to make their dreams reality and to make their money work hard for them.
Well, as Peter, that's what we try to do. We try to work with everyone and explain to them in a holistic manner, looking at the whole person and all their retirement needs, and try to give them to them in plain, simple English. Right now, the market is a little nervous. People are concerned. And so, one of the things that we have that we really have a lot of misconceptions about is Social Security, Peter.
Yep. And since I think everybody is worried about what could politics mean for my wallet and my money and my retirement outlook, right? Talking about one of the biggest places where those two coincide, Social Security. And we've got a list today of 10 ways to maximize Social Security benefits. Of course, we know that Social Security is intended to be there for us for a lifetime and to provide for at least a minimal baseline subsistence kind of income, John. That is the intent of Social Security. But there are ways that we can make more out of it, or unfortunately, where we could make mistakes and get less than we otherwise could. So today's list trying to lead people in the right direction.
That's right, Peter. And the thing is that it really does make a difference when you apply for Social Security. Going forward, as well as I do, that the projections from the government is that Social Security will run out of 100 cents on the dollar in 2033 and only be able to pay out between 70 and 77 cents per dollar, unless something changes. So we're going to see a lot of changes over the years in Social Security and how we get it. And so the decisions we make today will have a big impact on what happens to us later. And, we still have to work 40 quarters in order to get Social Security. So everybody has to work 10 years, putting money into the Social Security to be eligible for Social Security. But they also tell us that we're eligible to draw it at age 62, but that comes with penalties because you get a 27% haircut if you take it at age 62, and then you have an earnings limit on how much you can make. So if you're still employed, there's no way to take it at 62 or even at 65. A lot of people have the conception that 65, I can draw my Social Security and get 100%, but that's not right. We know that a couple of years ago, we started aging out. And so it's 67 and some months. And each person needs to figure out what their full retirement age is, their FRA. And so that's very important. But Peter, there are a lot of reasons why we should wait till age 70 to draw Social Security. Because Social Security gains at 8% per year after you reach your full retirement age until age 70. So 8% compounded is going to make your check a whole lot more than if you take it early and you don't need it, but you just want to take it. Plus, also don't forget that Social Security is subject to taxes. So up to 85% of your Social Security can be taxed based upon your income. So people say, well, if I retire, how am I going to live? Well, we can draw money out of your investments or other ways, avenues, so that we can let Social Security grow.
John, the maximizing Social Security, the topic of the program, and number one point on the list of these 10 items to help do that, delay starting your retirement benefit as long as possible, ideally to age 70. Now, number one, it does not continue growing past age 70. So no reason not to have claimed it
That's right.
by age 70.
Yeah.
But that break even point is within average life expectancies. In fact, by
Mhm.
having waited till 70, the break even point, most people will live much longer than where that break even point is on average. That's the average life expectancy. But does this does this hold true universally if we are in need of an income before age 70? Because I noticed the way this was worded, as long as possible, ideally till age 70. But what if we
Right.
need an income before age 70? Would you still say, hey, take it from your personal investments and wait longer on Social Security?
It provided that we have the investment set aside in order to do that, Peter, and it's not going to jeopardize our overall plan, then yes, we should wait till age 70. Some people, though, don't have that much investment saved. They don't have, savings hasn't been a thing in the United States for a long time. And so, yeah, a lot of people are living on their paycheck and not putting anything up. So they may not be able to, and we may have to take it earlier. But one of the reasons that we should delay it as long as we can is because of that spousal benefit. If you're married and one of you pass away, then the surviving spouse will be able to take the larger Social Security, but they're going to lose one of the Social Security checks. And so that's a large number that, you're going to be is going to be gone from income when one passes away, but we still have the majority of the household expenses. So having that larger check certainly makes a difference. But we run those numbers through a Social Security software we have. We can tell you when the break even is, and we can tell you at what point we cross. And so you're right, because of our longevity now, normally we will live longer than what's considered average life expectancy.
Now, speaking of marriage, number two, the spousal benefits, there is no marriage penalty when it comes to Social Security benefits. Each spouse is entitled to their own benefit without reduction, or maybe even a marriage benefit in combining spousal benefits there, combining claiming strategies. However, there is a widow or widower penalty. It almost seems like, John, for a surviving spouse, there's going to be a reduction in benefits that we need to know about when we're making this decision.
Well, that's right, because, like I said, when one spouse dies, we're going to lose one check. We're going to lose the smaller check and pick the bigger check. So, right now, both spouses can apply. And if one spouse's benefit is less than half of the other spouses, we'll get a step up to where that half is. So if I'm making 2,500 and my wife is making 900, they're going to bring her up to 1,250 a month. That's her minimum. That's what we call a spousal benefit. And so certainly, the spousals get that benefit. And then when I pass away, if I pass away first, she will come up to the 25, but she will lose her benefit, which, like I said, in a lot of cases is a tremendous impact on the overall financial income for the surviving spouse to live on.
Number three on your list, John, continue to work additional years even after starting to receive Social Security monthly retirement income benefits. Now, I think that we do have to weigh the penalty into this if we have claimed and collected before full retirement age, right? That's the caveat here.
That's right. I mean, we have to, this has to be after full retirement age. But, I know in my own case, I get a little bump up every year because I'm earning, paying Social Security, drawing Social Security, and they drop one year and pick up that year. So it's the last 35 years of employment. And so it will help you to continue to work if you're working, to continue to have income coming in. It will increase your check. And so that's certainly something to look forward to. And we know that a lot of people in retirement are still working. And so, it doesn't hurt to take that benefit at age 70 and then, get a little bump up every year.
John, I like how we have real world firsthand experience in the context of this conversation. It is helpful. Number 4 on the list, even without they called them unintended loopholes. They did change the laws on Social Security back in 2016, but there are still opportunities to make a little bit more or file in certain ways that basically help to increase the benefit down the road. Can you talk about that suspension of benefits after full retirement age?
Well, Peter, what I can do is if I'm full retirement age or prior to full retirement age, I can suspend my benefits, no longer take my monthly check. And then my benefit will continue to grow to age 70. And then I can file again. I'll give you an example. Suppose somebody filed at age 62 because they felt like they weren't going to work anymore. And so then they got a job offer at 63 they really wanted to take. Well, now they'd be penalized because of their earnings. So what they can do is they can suspend filing, quit getting their check, and their check will grow, but still with the penalty. And then they won't be penalized for the earnings test.
The drawback to that, though, John, is if anybody is basically pointing at them for contingent spousal or child benefits, those would also be suspended.
That's right, Peter. That's one of the downfalls in this particular strategy. And there aren't a lot of strategies, but it's still confusing. And the software will help us decide what's available to us and what we're able to do that's going to help you.
Number 5, John, maybe the most obvious is maximizing earnings can lead to a larger lifetime Social Security benefit. The more we earn, the higher that benefit is.
Yeah, I know we don't like to pay taxes, but one of the reasons that we pay taxes is because we earn more. And in this case, the more we earn, the bigger our check's going to be because we're looking at the last 35 years of employment. And so that higher check will knock out a lower check somewhere. And so it's beneficial for us to make as much as we can, up to $168,000 in 2024, which was the maximum credit you could get for Social Security.
Number 6 on the list, widow or widowers can start collecting Social Security, John, as early as 60 years old.
That's right, Peter. That's one of the things that's available to us. If we have a spouse pass away, then we're eligible for a widow's benefit at age 60, and then convert that to our own benefit at full retirement age.
Number 7, Social Security benefits and the law. Social Security monthly benefits and the law. What is the law here that we are referring to?
Well, what they're referring to here, Peter, is that our benefits are protected from creditors. So we can't have that garnished. We can't have that taken away from us. Where our wages can be garnished by an action of the court, Social Security payments are grandfathered from all of that. So there's no way that anybody's going to take your payment, no matter what kind of lawsuits you get involved in.
Not protected from debts owed to the IRS, though, right? That's the one
nothing
caveat.
Is ever free with the IRS. You're always going to be penalized, and so they can take anything they want.
They payeth and they taketh away.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's not one of the caveats. But, in our society where lawsuits and legal action is predominant, it's nice to know that my benefit's going to come in every month and I'm not going to have it taken away.
Not all Social Security benefits are taxable. In fact, John, there's the possibility that we won't pay any tax on our Social Security.
That's right, Peter. I've got several couples that, based upon their income, don't pay any taxes on their Social Security. Social Security, the more we make, the more we pay in retirement. So, that's another reason why we need to wait if we've got a good job is, like I said, up to 85% of my Social Security can be taxed. But based upon my income, none of it may be taxed. And so certainly it's good for us to know that. And we explain that to our clients as we meet with them and tell them where those thresholds are.
Number 9, marriage, divorce, death, remarriage all play into your Social Security. And you may want to look at specific strategies based on your specific set of circumstances on how to claim in those various situations.
Well, that's right, Peter. Under the divorce thing, if you've been married 10 years, you can file on your spouse's Social Security if they're full retirement age and take the half of theirs instead of taking yours, and we can delay yours. And we have done that in several cases. But the caveat here I want to emphasize, Peter, is Social Security, the Social Security Administration is not there to give you advice. They're there to take your order. And so what they're going to do is they're going to tell you how much your benefit is, and then they're going to, set you up. So I had a client one time who was filing under her ex-spouse. He was married for 20 years, got a divorce. She was eligible. I told her to call Social Security. We were going to delay hers until age 70. Social Security, when she got the office, they said, "Why do you want to do that? That's so much less than what you're getting." But it made a difference of almost $1,000 per month in her check by us waiting until age 70 because she was still earning a good salary. And so Social Security is a great administration, but they're not there to give you advice.
Which is why number 10, rounding out our list on how to maximize Social Security, work with a financial advisor, ladies and gentlemen, someone experienced in this field that focuses in on and can help you understand when to claim Social Security benefits. Your situation is not the same as your neighbors or even your siblings, and there are specific caveats and circumstances that might be particular to you that the folks down at the Social Security Administration office aren't aware of. They don't take the time to know or understand. They don't take the liability of providing advice or recommendations.
That's right, Peter. And one of the things you got to remember too is that this is a lifelong annuity for you. And it's going to be changing because, like you said, I said 2033, we're going to have between now and then, we're going to have to do something. Changes are going to be made to Social Security. We're going to be on top of those. We're going to be aware of them because I'm drawing Social Security. And so, and Social Security, remember, it's not meant to be your sole retirement. It was meant to supplement your retirement. The average check is less than $2,000 a month. So if you can live on $24,000 total, then, I'm saying great for you. I can't. And so I need as much as I can get. Now, the Social Security Administration just announced that the COLA, cost of living increase, how they came up with this, I have no clue, for 2025 is going to be 2.5%. Now, Peter, I don't know about you, but I just went to the grocery store the other day, and those 2 for $5 Cokes I used to buy are now 2 for $20.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know why I only got a 2.5% increase, but the average check next year goes to $1,976 per month.
Well, and John, if Social Security is only half your income, then only half the income gets adjusted for inflation with the COLA, right?
That's
so
right.
We probably aren't keeping up there. The 2.5% certainly does not seem to reflect what you and I are seeing in the grocery store or with costs. And by the way, Medicare premiums are expected to rise at 5.9%. So Is the 2.5% really reflective of inflation?
We just actually lost money for the year because Medicare is going to cost us at 5.9%. We're going to get a 2.5% raise in our checks. So we're not ahead. And they haven't come out with the cost yet. So we know it's going up. We just don't know how much because we're waiting until the end of the year to get the numbers. And so, Peter, I don't know how they came up with that 2.5. I thought it was going to be more like 6 or 7, which seemed more realistic, but it is what it is.
Trying to keep 2033 as far away as possible is how they came up with that, right? Well, John, this is definitely a consideration worth the time of investment and education to make a well thought through and informed decision. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, the value of the team, the experience there at Gulf Coast Financial Services is available for you. So you can talk it through, you can learn more, you can run the scenarios, see the numbers, and try to optimize your decision on Social Security, such an important part of the foundation for retirement. If you'd like to take them up on that offer and that valuable opportunity, pick up the phone, give a call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018, or visit online, GulfCoastFinancial.net, GulfCoastFinancial.net. John, always a pleasure. Thank you for shedding some light on these aspects and these different methods, 10 ways to maximize our Social Security.
Thank you, Peter. And, it's great to be here, but everyone needs to be aware that there are going to be changes to Medicare and Social Security going forward, as in with taxes. And so you need to be working with a financial advisor to make sure that you're able to get the best retirement that you can get. It's going to cost us a lot more money going forward living, and so we just can't afford not to keep up.
Always a pleasure, John. Make the most out of the opportunities that we have available to make more Social Security, pay less in taxes, ladies and gentlemen. These are just things that can help you along in that ideal retirement goal that you have. Plan with experienced, qualified professionals. Contact the best of the best in financial services, as named by the readers of the Lake City Reporter. 10 straight years in running in financial services, the team from Gulf Coast Financial Services. GulfCoastFinancial.net, 386-755-9018. Once again, John, we appreciate the time and the insight and expertise.
Thank you, Peter. Great to be here. See you next week.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more financial focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kuykendall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovac Securities, Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through Gulf Coast Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. Gulf Coast Financial Services, Inc. is not affiliated with Kovac Securities, Inc. or Kovac Advisors, Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors, including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions. Gulf Coast Financial Services, Inc. has been named as Best of the Best since 2015 in the category of Best Financial Advisor in the Lake City, Florida area. The award was based on receiving the most votes in this category from a survey offered and tabulated by the Lake City Reporter. No direct or indirect compensation was provided to the Lake City Reporter and/or any raters, and the award is not contingent on future direct or indirect compensation offered to the newspaper and/or raters. Portfolio performance is not a criterion, and voting is open to any readers of the newspaper.